Today on the grid, it is Blind Photo Critique Day. We've got some great images, and we have some terrible images, and we have a whole bunch of images that are like, they're okay. But doesn't matter. Today's the day. We make people happy. We make people sad. We make people cry. We make people jump for joy. It's all happening on the Blind Photo Critiques episode. We also have some guests joining us that have a way to make our photography lives so much easier. Also, the K-Man, the K-Cup, the Pronto Pup, the real Rocket Man, Mr. Kuna is here. We've got some news. We've got some other stuff. Giveaways, that's it. Giveaways. And it's going to be a fun day on the grid. And it all starts in just 11.4 seconds. Let's go.
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Grid. Must be around 1 o'clock on Thursday, East Coast. East Coast.
It is.
Anyway, glad to have you guys here. Welcome. We have a very interesting show today. So today is our Blind Photo Critiques Day. We've asked our viewers to send in images, 3 of their best images, for us to look at and critique live on the air. But we don't ask anyone's name. That's why they're called Blind Photo Critiques, so we can be honest. I don't think a lot of people get a lot of honest feedback on their photos, so that's what we're trying to do today, is give that honest feedback. And it's a mixed bag today. There's some really good photos, and then there's the other ones.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to all of those, but before we get to that, we've got a couple things we got to do housekeeping wise. We got some prizes we're going to be giving away on the show.
We have prizes.
And then just after that, we're going to be bringing on RightsClick, which is a company that does basically does your copyright for you, which is a pain in the butt. And like what Scott and I were saying, is like, we're going to see it for the first time, just like you're going to see it for the first time. And I guarantee both of us will be signing up, because this is like
if it's as complete as I'm hoping that it is.
Yes.
I want to sign up today.
Yeah, so,
and I'm talking to my friend Paul on the way here, and I tell Paul about it, that we have David and Steve, and they're going to be here in just a minute. And I told him what they do, and he said, dude, that will be the fastest check I write all year. So
it is a pain. So we're going to have that in a second, but before we get to that, we've got some prizes. So we're giving away a Platypod grip on the show today.
It's gripping.
So we got a Platypod grip. We're giving away a copy of the night photography book.
By Erik Kuna. By Erik Kuna.
And look I'm wearing one of my daughter's gifts to me, which is a little shirt.
Yes, it's all necessary.
Because she always makes fun of me because I'll be doing night photography. I'm out doing it. And she saw this shirt online, and that's actually, she'll ask me all the time, is all that necessary, Dad? And I said, yes, it's all necessary. So she saw that shirt, and she was like, I got to buy that for you, Dad. All right, and then we're giving a copy of Scott's Crush the Composition book away as well. So you can get that over on Amazon, but somebody's going to win it today. All you got to do, leave us a comment, tell us what you would like to win, and then at the end of the show, we'll pick a winner and announce that at the end of the show. And then what else do we have? We've got a couple other things going on. We got the iPhone conference coming up.
Oh, yeah, the iPhone conference is coming up next. Woo!
It's coming up. You can go over to KelbyOneLive.com. And there it is right there. So you can get in on the KelbyOne iPhone conference. iPhone's just awesome for photography. So if you want to learn all about it and all the new things and all the buttons and dials and what you can do with it.
And all the photos that you're looking at right now, these are all iPhone photos.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Very cool. What else we got?
Erik and my workshop in Vietnam is sold out.
Workshop sold out. Yeah.
And then tomorrow I'll be launching off on the Switzerland, Interlaken, Switzerland, which is kind of the Swiss Alps. So it's a Swiss Alps workshop that I'm doing with Mimo Madani.
Yeah.
And
Mimo's great. He's awesome.
He is awesome. He's just the greatest guy.
Talking about composition, he's definitely.
Yeah, he's a composition master. So we got all that going on, and that's pretty much it. It's just a busy time here. We're getting the new year cranking, and we're working on all kinds of stuff. Yeah. But I want to bring our guests on because I'm really
excited.
There are a few products in the last year that I've been more interested in than these. So that's David Newhoff and Stephen Tepp are here. Hey guys, thank you for joining us.
Hey, get those checkbooks ready. It's as good as we promised.
All right. Well. So
except we don't take checks.
All right.
Oh,
yeah, I know. I got
Credit
you.
Who does that?
Okay.
Who does that anymore,
So
right?
What's a check?
We've been teaching people how to copyright. So we have our VIPs and Inner Circle, and we've done a whole thing where we teach them the process, and I go through it with them, and it takes about 45 minutes just to show someone what to do. But the website that the government uses, the U.S. government uses for copyright, you're in it and you feel like you're being pranked. Like,
really
are there
like,
cameras
or
on me?
Scammed, or this is not a real site.
It looks like
There's
it was
no
designed
way.
in 1974, like at the birth of the web. And they ask you questions that aren't clear. You have to fill out a spreadsheet, and it is the worst process. I'd rather get my passport done 50 times than ever get copy. It's a horrible experience. It's horrible. And so, and because of that, most of us are way behind on it. I'm behind on mine. You're probably behind. We're all behind because it's hours and hours when you actually do it. So I can teach it in 45 minutes, but I'm not sitting there uploading the images. I'm not making the full spreadsheet. I'm doing 50 images as an example, not the 700 I need to do. It's a mess. And what I'm hoping and praying, since this is the first time we've talked, except for a few moments before we went on the air, is that you guys are going to take that off my hands and tell us about it.
Tell us about it.
It's all yours.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for that intro. I'll just go right in and tell you what RightsClick does, and then we can talk a little bit about copyright and some basics as well. But I'll give you a couple of headlines based on what you just said. First thing is that if you use RightsClick, you never have to interface with the Copyright Office if you don't want to, except in rare cases where they have questions, which comes up rarely. We'll come back to that. If they have a question, they're going to ask you, not us, as a customer. But let's come back to that. You're never going to do a spreadsheet either. Those are often where photographers quit. When they get to the spreadsheet phase, they say, I'm out. and they're done. You don't do spreadsheets with RightsClick. All you have to do is organize your photographs the way you normally would. Let's say you've just finished a project. Everything in RightsClick is organized around projects, which are basically folders, if you will. Titles sit within projects. And for today's demo, I created a project called the Grid Demo. And because we're online, I don't want to have you watch me try to upload photographs. So I uploaded a group of photos in here, and I can see even now with us running streaming, it's slowing a little bit, but essentially this is 38 titles that are in a single project. A single project can be up to 750 photographs because that's the maximum you can possibly register on a single application. And so you could theoretically put more than that in a project, but we don't recommend it because you would never submit more than 750 at any single time. Right. Each title in here, I uploaded just like you would normally upload to anything. I clicked upload, pointed to a folder full of images, and whatever they were named, that's how they come in. So I had these are from Edison National Park. So I have them named Edison 1, 2, 3, and so forth. They'll come in with those names already. We have guidance on our website about how you should name things. That comes up a lot. What file sizes, we can talk a little bit about that. But each of these images, it has its own title page. And as I'll just show you what a title page looks like, where I haven't updated any information yet. This is the image. I can look at it full frame. And there's no information here filled in on these radio buttons with copyright information about it, because especially with photography, I'm going to do that in batches. So I'm going to upload everything once it's all in the system. I would select all And this is the simplest is an unpublished group. We can talk a little bit about published works, but an unpublished group, you can just combine everything into one batch, and you can update all of the titles at once. So they're all photographs. None of them are registered. Let's say none of them are published. The author is a US author. Usually it's going to be the user of RightsClick who is the author of the work. So you simply select that's me. And with an unpublished group, even if all of these photographs were taken over the last 5 years, I can just give it the most recent creation date for the entire group. That's one of the simple things. That's a Copyright Office rule. That's not our rule. Everything in RightsClick complies with Copyright Office regs. So if you make an error in here that doesn't fit, it will stop you. And then I say I have to refresh the page because streaming is slowing us down. Now you see the creation date has been added to the entire group. The status is now unregistered. And so now the entire group has been updated. That's 50% of the registration process right there. Then the rest of it is, come on. Sorry, streaming is slowing things down. I go to the registration menu. I select the project I'm working on. I would again select all in almost every case. I deselected. I apologize.
It's okay.
Streaming is getting in the way. These are confirmation pages. So this confirms what it's telling you up top. 38 titles. These are all photographs. This is the price. You can change the name of the group if you want to. The domicile, domicile of where you are at this time. Anonymous and pseudonymous are rare, but they're options. And also, you know, most people are not deceased at the time of registration. The next page you simply skip because it doesn't apply to group photography. And then you've got one more page where you tell the system, are you the rights contact? If for some reason you use an agent or somebody like that, you can put that information in. Almost everybody thus far is their own rights contact. And do you receive the certificate going to your place? Or again, you could send it to your aunt, your lawyer, whoever you want to hold on to your certificates. And that is the whole process. You would accept this, pay and submit. And because I'm on the demo server, I'm probably going to get an error message, which I did, which is not going to happen on the live server. And then what you see from your end is you'll get an email, for example, from RightsClick when your application is in process. And then you'll get a subsequent email saying it's been submitted to the Copyright Office. We tend to submit things within 24 hours, unless the Copyright Office system is down for maintenance, which happens on periodic weekends. Our messaging shows that. What you would see as the user then is, I could only show it on one title at a time, but you would see this in a batch, is automatically the status of the entire group will switch to in progress. The case number will be assigned to all the groups, and the application date, which is a critical date, will appear. And that'll be assigned to the whole group. So what you've done, and then we update projects as the registration numbers are assigned as quickly as we can. You probably know already the Copyright Office does not process things in a linear or predictable fashion per se, but we do try to ping the office and update these. It is also possible for the customer to update the project themselves if they receive their own registration number by simply going to that select all function. Let's say you receive your registration certificate before we update it for some reason, which happens rarely. You could simply update selected and switch everything to registered, and then enter the registration number that would assign to the entire group. The reason that's especially important for photographers is that you're actually not only are you registering things very quickly and without dealing with the office or the spreadsheets or any of that stuff, you're also building a database so that if you do register, let's say you do even 10 registrations at the maximum number, that's 7,500 photographs. When one of them is infringed 5 years from now, you're going to want to figure out which certificate that's on if you're going to, for any reason, take legal action. That's the registration process in a nutshell. We also have other tools in here that we can talk about for enforcement, DIY steps you can take, sending out your own cease and desist notices, for example.
We're getting lots of comments and questions if you want to take some of
Okay.
them. All right.
We can certainly do that.
First
Bring
one,
it.
First one, Jack says, I've done copyright the past 2 years based on the KelbyOne class. Scott's not kidding. It is the worst website that has ever been created. I honestly don't think I could have figured out the process without Scott's class. Even then, it took me hours to complete. I'm due to copyright my 2025 photos. I'm definitely going to try the RightsClick website. But here's a question from James. James is asking, what does published mean? Does it mean you've posted it on the web? Like, did you share it on Facebook, or does it mean something else?
Steve, over to you.
All right. So we get this question almost every day because, of course, it's copyright law, so it's not going to be simple. And published in the copyright law doesn't mean what you think it means in normal English. There's a definition of the word published in the copyright statute. And it says that the key to publication is whether the work is being distributed or offered to be distributed to the public. So if you put a photo on your website that people can buy, download, or just take even for free, there doesn't have to be an exchange of money, but if they can get copies with your permission, that is publication. Anything where the photo is only being displayed so people can see it, but they're not supposed to take copies for themselves, that's called a public display under the copyright law, and that is not publication.
Aha!
So now the in between is the fuzzy and gray area, where, for example, you post it on social media, where people aren't necessarily supposed to take copies, but you also know and expect they're going to like it, which is essentially resharing it through their own feed. And the definition says that offering it for further distribution is publication. So what's the answer? Is putting it on social media publication? Even the Copyright Office tells you they're not sure.
Wow.
But I know. But here's the reason not to sweat. The Supreme Court, maybe 4 years ago now, issued a decision on exactly this question, because there was a case where a fabric design company had registered a group of fabric designs, and they said they were all unpublished. And the defendant said, no, some of them were published. You got it wrong. Your registration's invalid. You can't even sue us. And the case went all the way to the Supreme Court. That's how important copyright registration is. The Supreme Court said, yeah, it's true that some of these were probably published. The copyright owner got it wrong. But it was an innocent mistake. They didn't purposefully lie to the Copyright Office about the publication status. And therefore, even though they made a mistake, the registration is still valid. And their lawsuit succeeds. And so that's what we tell people. Make your best guess as to whether it's published or not, and you should be fine according to that Supreme Court precedent. As long as you're not intentionally lying to the Copyright Office, then you get in all sorts of trouble, of course.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting. That's more than you're right. It doesn't sound like, if you were to describe to somebody what published means, it does not sound like what the Copyright Office is. That's kind of wild. All right, we got some more comments. Paul says, I dread the process. The next one says, Jen says, this is awesome. It seems way less intimidating than that spreadsheet of doom, she called it, which is nice. So there's a question. There's a question that says, so if we're uploading up to 750 images, but they're from all kinds of locations over the years. They're from France, they're from Canada, they're from America, they're from Mexico. Do we still get to use the most recent creation date?
So, yes. Sorry, Steve, did you want to jump in? Well,
if they're all unpublished, yes.
Right. So since this has come up and we're talking about the distinction, I'll cover a few of the restrictions on publication. Again, Copyright Office rules, not ours.
Okay. Which means it's going to be bad. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it just means we're not to blame for this rule. It's a little arbitrary, but here it is. With published works, everything in a group has to have been published in the same year. And you're supposed to provide the Copyright Office with at least the month of publication. Now, in RightsClick, we ask for a date that's more for your record-keeping purposes than anything else. So, but if you know, I think it was published in April, you can pick April 3rd as your publication date. And if you get that wrong, it's not the end of the world, per what Stephen just said about that ruling. But the office does ask you to enter the month of publication for each image, and also that everything in that group has to have been published in the same calendar year. That's a restriction with publication that doesn't apply to unpublished. Unpublished, you can have taken them over a period of years in a bunch of different locations. They don't have to have any creative relationship to one another. That's really about your organizational desires. That's why we created a project basis. Some people do shoot hundreds for a given project and some don't. That's just a judgment call on your part. But yeah, if it is, there's a little challenge if you took photographs prior to 1978. Steve can talk about that if need be. That's not as common, obviously, as we go on in here.
Yeah.
But that said, with unpublished works, you can use the most recent date, and it's really the most recent year.
Okay. So
we got a follow-up question to that.
Oh, we got a follow-up question.
So should you register all the images, or really the ones you want to resell? And then basically, I guess the question is, should you just register all your images, or should you register?
I'm only going to register my finals.
Exactly, me too. But
I'm not going to register images that a picture of my foot that I took when I was walking through Spain. I'm not going to take pictures that I'm never going to show anyone ever, and no one would ever steal. If they broke in my house, they wouldn't steal that picture. I'm just going to do the final images.
The final good ones.
The final good ones, yeah.
The really good ones.
Well, I would, since you can do up to 750 at a time, I would do all of my finals. If I went through the process of sharpening, editing, cropping, and it's in a folder called Finals from Spain, I don't know why I'm choosing Spain, then I would copyright them all. Depending on what this costs. I have not clicked on your subscribe button. I honestly have no idea what this costs.
Daniel's question.
Oh,
read Daniel's question.
Dan says, what is the cost? Is the cost per upload, regardless of the number of images in each better? No. Whatever. So what does it cost?
So especially for KelbyOne members, the monthly cost is only $5.95 a month for the application, for the service, and that's after a 3-month trial period through the KelbyOne membership portal. And then each group registration has its own fee. There's the Copyright Office fee, which is $55. That's flat. And then we charge either $15 service fee or a $30 service fee, depending on the size. Anything under 100 photographs, $15 service fee. Anything over 100 on it is a $30 for all the part that we do.
Okay.
Like the annoying spreadsheet, like the spreadsheets from hell.
Right.
So an application a large application would be $85. Total per application.
So 55 that goes to the Copyright Office, even if you go through the spreadsheet of doom, as it's been called, and all that 55. Crap, and spend hours, you got to spend 55. So really,
correct.
35 more is what I'm going to wind up spending
30.
for 30. Holy crap. All right, look at my screen. Show my screen, guys. I'm subscribing right now.
Guys. That's Scott's screen.
All right, that's my screen. All right.
You want to subscribe through KelbyOne.
Oh, do I?
That's true.
Oh, I get a discount, right?
Get the discount.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll do that.
Not that we don't absolutely love your enthusiasm.
Look,
But
you'll have you'll have my first 750 by Monday because
All right, yeah.
seriously, this is my weekend project. I'm so behind, and I am so thrilled that you guys have done this. You
It's
have
the
no
spreadsheet
idea.
that
You
does
are
it.
my new superheroes.
Spreadsheet and then the website from hell.
Yeah, I don't ever want to go to that website again ever.
No.
And
Thank you.
I'm telling you, I don't know how somebody didn't think of this before, but I applaud you for doing this. This is the most needed thing of 2026. I'm thrilled. This is great.
cool.
It's way cheaper than I thought it was going to be too. This is great. I'm just
great to hear.
tickled to death. All right.
Thank you, guys. Let me say one thing, because David already said it, but I want to emphasize it. Not only do we take care of the spreadsheet of doom, you never have to touch an Excel file to submit a copyright registration. All these crazy copyright office rules. You can't mix published photos with unpublished photos. Published photos have to be grouped by year and by month, and 750 limit regardless. Our software is going to monitor for that. So if you try to do something that would violate the Copyright Office rules, it will stop you. And say, no, you've got published
Clever.
and unpublished. These have to be separate groups. Because otherwise, if you go to the Copyright Office website and you just submit it and break their rules, they're going to reject you out of hand. Your $55 are gone, and you're going to have to resubmit.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big problem because, if you don't follow the exact rules, which, again, the website from hell doesn't tell you that you violated the rules.
Yeah, the website from hell is just exactly that. Well, we've already missed our first commercial break, so we're going to have to wrap this up. But no, you don't know how important this is.
Good.
It's fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is making my day. I kid you not. This is like, I can't believe this exists. I'm so happy.
Thank you. Please do direct people to the webpage where we provide guidance on things like file size. There's some other things that we didn't cover.
All right. So first, your website is RightsClick. It's RIGHTS click.com. That's the page that you see that I've got open right here, or we have open. RightsClick. So go there. If you're a KelbyOne member, go to log into your dashboard, go to your perks, and then under discounts and stuff, you will do it there, and you'll save quite a bit actually.
Yeah.
But I'm so in. I'm so in at the full price. So yeah, there it is. There's a dashboard. Go in there, and there's RightsClick right there, and you get your first 3 months for free. So. Guys, thank you so much, David, Stephen. you guys are on to something.
Thank you. And we didn't get to it, but I'll just say very quickly, if you don't register, you literally cannot enforce your rights.
Oh, yeah, we've talked about that to death.
Yeah.
We had an attorney that is one of our instructors. He is a photographer's rights attorney. That's basically all he does. He's out of New York City. He's written a book on it, and we have him and a photographer's rights advocate. The two of them together have done numerous classes on everything from property releases, model releases, copyright, and he says it 100 times.
Yeah, when he says the same thing you said
Copyright
over and
registration
over.
are the keys to the courthouse.
Yeah, you won't even get in.
Yep.
You won't even get in.
You won't even get in the door. The first thing the judge is going to ask you, are these images copyrighted? And you say no. He's like, thank you, come again.
And even if you never go to court, if you send someone a letter saying, hey, you used my image without permission, if you haven't registered, when they figure that out, they're going to ignore you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Anyway, guys, congratulations on creating something so useful
really cool.
for the photography community. Oh my gosh, I'm just delighted, and I'm your next customer. I'm going to do it on the break.
We're looking forward to it. Thanks so much.
Thank you guys so much for being on. This is
Appreciate
awesome.
it.
All right, we're going to take a break. We've already missed the first break, so we're going to take one now. When we come back, we're looking at your images we're doing. Hey, look how green our screen is. We're all green. Anyway.
I just saw the same thing. It's such a disease.
Wow.
We have such a disease. White balance is a thing.
Like jaundice or something. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Nikon Ambassador Hilmar Smith, and I'm at the KelbyOne Studios filming my new class. This is going to be a continuation of the why seamless many ways to use it. So today we're going to be using paint, little bows to decorate your why seamless. We're going to be playing and creating like origami and paper boats, paper airplanes. We are creating like a little notebook page. We are wrinkling. We're using so many fun things to level up and use your why seamless in a more creative way. So if you want to level up your creativity, come and join me at KelbyOne.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
Hey, we're back. Scott and Eric here, and wow, that was just wow. All right, so real quickly, two things. Number one, my brand new Lightroom book is now shipping. So it's this book right here, the Adobe Photoshop Lightroom Classic book. This is the book that I started writing 18 years ago. It is my all-encompassing, I want to learn everything about Lightroom from the beginning all the way through. It's got all the stuff. It has all the latest stuff. It's got all of the new masking. It is 100% up to date. And it just hit the other day, just hit like just a week or so ago at Amazon. It's in stock. It's ready to rock. Boom. And the Kindle is available instantly, of course. In the paperback, they will ship you. And it'll be delivered in, it's like a week or so. Or if you need it faster, you can go directly to the publisher, peachpit.com. If you go to peachpit.com, they're shipping in 24 hours.
Nice.
So, and I think it's a little cheaper than Amazon, just saying. But anyway, it is 500 and something pages. It's very, very excruciatingly complete. Anyway.
Well, speaking of excruciating, we got to review some images.
Yeah, all right. Let me get some images up here.
Though I've heard it's a mixed bag. Some great.
Some great.
And some
not so great.
Sell your camera.
There's
gear.
I don't think there's anybody sell your gear, but
good.
There's some questionable stuff here. Yeah. All right, and there's some actually very good stuff. And what's nice is I just saw. I'm only seeing mostly thumbnails, right? So you can usually tell. I make the thumbnails big. Let's take a look at our first ones. Here we go. So it's 3 images.
Okay.
Right. We asked people to send 3 of their very best photos.
All right.
So these aren't bad, but they're not good either. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. What the hell's going on?
Pose
what the hell is
going on?
At all. It's a very not flattering pose in an awful location.
It looks
she looks. Her eyes are partially closed.
Where are we?
I don't know. I cannot imagine the thought process going on here.
Well, it's also a detraction from the other two, so there's that jarring. But it just looks very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
awkward
it's a very awkward. It's an unflattering picture, pretty much all the way around. This photo is light years better, except for the fact that your subject looks completely disinterested,
disconnected
from the photo. The subject does not have to look at the camera to be engaged. This looks like I'm bored. I'm waiting for the photographer to show up. I mean,
of course, that seems like the look you're going for here, and it's not working.
Yeah.
It's just
now, if you're trying to pull off a look that they do in actual fashion, where they, I mean,
think that's what they're going for.
teen, this is not. You're not. It's not it. That's not it. That's not it. And this one,
because it seems like a pattern, right? It seems like a pattern that you're going for that.
The disaffected.
Yeah.
She doesn't look disaffected. She looks actually pissed. She looks cranked. Now, also, and this is like if you were to be in competition and you sent your images to PPA and they looked at this thing, the first thing they would tell you in this photo, besides it's very awkwardly cropped and the brightest thing in the photo is behind her, is that her eyeballs, her irises are way to the
over.
right.
You got no space on the other side.
There's no space on the other side of the eye. It's very poor positioning. Like these are.
Well, and that leads to the side eye kind of feeling like just pissed off.
Yeah, and just the way she's pursed her lips, it all just kind of. These are just, and you know what's here? This, and you're going to see this again and again today. This is not someone who doesn't know how to use their camera. Yeah. It's not that the exposure's off. They're not out of focus. The white balance isn't wrong, though the white balance is not great. But it's not wrong. They're not blue or anything.
Yeah, and you got the bokeh. You got all the good stuff.
Yeah, so it's not about the camera, but the posing, the locations, and getting your subject to give you something, is to give something to the viewer, is just not happening in any of these shots. I'm sorry, it's just not.
Yep.
And we're trying to be honest, and like they're
That's
just
what
not
it is.
good. They're not terrible, but they're not good either.
Like, yeah.
Yikes.
Work
Okay.
on it.
Yeah, needs some work. All right, let's go to here. Let's take a look.
I mean, the first one's definitely like that's my favorite of them.
Hands
but
down, my
still,
favorite.
Like,
But yeah, I mean, what are we?
Because the simplicity here.
Yeah, the simplicity is good.
And then because the windmill sticking in the sky there and how you positioned it. But then if you go to the next one,
it's a mess.
Whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, it's just messy. And I know that you're trying to show the juxtaposition between the old windmill and the new windmill.
But they're just not.
It's not working. It's not working. And this is just not working either. It's just the composition here is a little funky with the cut-off tree. If you're going to leave the tree in,
the tree needs breathing room if it's going to be there. But that'd be awesome if it didn't have the tree in there.
Yeah, look, just making your photos black and white doesn't make them artistic.
But that's your best one.
That's your best one, but it's
because of the simplicity.
Yeah.
It's harder to remove stuff than it is to.
So, what would I tell this photographer? You need to find more interesting topics. The cleanliness that you used here, the simplicity in this image, you need to apply to the other things. This is far and away the best of the three, but it's still not a wow image. You're not going to look at this and go, oh my gosh,
Agreed.
Windmill in the middle of ugly field. This thing's just a busy mess. And this one is cutting the tree off. It's a bad composition.
Yeah,
the composition
that tree is
here.
just sitting on the edge.
These are just kind of. They're all kind of. I want to see something good.
All right, let's go.
Let's move on.
We
We'll get something good. We'll get to something good here.
Thumbnails look good.
All right, here we go. 3 images.
Little cooked.
The colors. This one's cooked. This one is over processed. It's too sharpened. It's too much clarity. Too much texture. I don't know what all you put on it.
It kind of goes to the next image. The sky starts looking that way too.
But look at the colors, guys.
Yeah.
The colors are very unrealistic. All 3 of these kind of have unrealistic color. So this is in what, Brooklyn, looking back over the pylons, and here's looking towards Manhattan. I think this is far and away the best one. It's a good vantage point. And for a night shot, it's just not bad, but just pull the color back. It's just, the colors look unnatural. Also, I don't know, it looks better. I got to looking at two different screens here. It looks better on this one.
Yeah, I mean,
this one's not bad. This
far
one's
and away the best
far
one.
and away.
But you see how, like, even up in the sky here, you got this like magenta casts that are going, because they look unnatural because the colors are so far, like you're talking about.
Yeah, just pull the colors back a bit, you know. And if you were selling this print to the public, they would probably like it. But we're looking at it today as photographers. As photographers, you went too far, especially on this one. This one's like over the top. This one, the color is a bit too, it's just a bit too over-processed. And this one is also a little bit too over-processed, but very overly vibrant.
You can start seeing the glows over here on the
you
right.
get glows
Because
and
again,
stuff.
it just
all right, so that's where that's at. Just pull back your vibrance a bit, and that will certainly help. All right.
So far, mixed bag.
Mixed bag. But that's about to change.
What do we got?
Yeah, these are.
Ooh.
Look at that nice portrait. Very nicely done. Beautiful lighting, like really nice lighting. The whole thing's very dramatic. I think it's very nice. This one's very nice, nicely lit, and it's like basically a black dog on a black background, but they processed it.
Yeah, they got the separation.
Good processing and a very nice dog. And this is very, very nice. The connection with the dog and the subject is terrific. The way their eyes. This is a good photographer, straight across the board. Good lighting, good composition, really good post-processing. These are very, very good. So, yay! Thank goodness. I was getting like worried here.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at these. All right, so I'd like something about these. I like that they're using a toning. So they're adding like an what would you call this? It's a preset in Lightroom, and it's got this pastel-y type of look. So you're applying the kind of look at. So when your sky looks aqua, you know that that's it. Someone's asking, how do we submit photos for critique? If you follow me on social media, I put up the call the day before on Facebook, which is probably where you're watching this, on LinkedIn, and on Twitter, formerly known as X. No, it's the opposite. But anyway, I put all three of those. They also, KelbyOne retweets and puts those out as well. So
you just got to follow those accounts.
Just got to follow those accounts. Okay, back to these photos. They're not bad.
I like that one the best, but
this one
of the three, but it's,
I like the ship, but I like ships, and it's an old ship, you know. It's like so I kind of like it, and I like the way the photographer put the ship in the upper top third. This one, the spider is in the lower third, but you know it's. And this just looks like a vacation photo you applied a preset to.
Yeah.
So they're not bad. They're not bad. They're not great. They're okay.
they're
all right.
They're okay.
They're all right. They're okay.
That's where I'm at with them.
I kind of like that they're staying with the same preset.
Yeah,
like they're
like
making
the
a
same look.
I kind of like that. So all right, let's see what else we got here. Uh oh. All right. So first off,
I gotta look on your screen half the time.
the plane's not in focus.
Yeah, it's just blurry.
You went too slow a shutter speed. You got beautiful rotation on the prop, but unfortunately the plane's out of focus. The plane's got to be in focus, right? You're tracking with the plane, and you've got the great movement. Everything else is going good, but if the plane's not in sharp focus, the shot goes in the trash.
That's just the hardest thing with panning.
That's the thing. Number two, this is just the background is horrendous for this, and you use topaz sharpen. So or no, maybe that's exhaust.
That's
No.
the exhaust causing the heat distortion behind the plane.
Okay, it's the heat distortion because I thought it was
Yeah.
the topaz rings of death, but it's not. But unfortunately, in this case, your shutter speed wasn't slow enough to get. You got a little bit of blur. It's not.
But that's
terrible.
where you're getting like those weird aberrations and glows
and
around
there's
the
weird
props
colors.
and-
It's kind of a messy. It's such a mess. The background. So the third one, the sky is way blown out. So your exposure.
Yeah, and right here, I mean, like
cut off
the tip of the
cut
wing.
off the tip of the wing. You were standing right there. You cut off the tip of the wing, and the other stuff around it, the background. I think you could have positioned yourself a few feet over, and then the hangar or the fire station to the right wouldn't be so prominent. And I think there was a better way to shoot this.
I think detail shots would have been better on this.
Yeah,
given the
go
plane.
in tight on a prop or on the cockpit, or
Just given the overall environment, like it's not the most pleasing overall environment.
Yeah. All three of these, they need some work. So you know what you got to do here.
But it's kind of like they're decent, and they're
I mean,
decent.
That's what I said. A lot of the images today are like.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. I'm
kinda
feeling like that's
meh.
the show so far.
All right, look at this one though. I think
like
this
that.
is really nice.
I really like that.
I think that's really nice. You've got great fog all over the place.
Well, atmosphere
but-
always wins.
But
yeah.
of course, the things that are closer to the camera are going to have less fog.
Yep.
And I think that's a very nicely. It's a nice scene.
And composed,
it's
like you
nicely
don't have
done.
anything cut off weird.
Beautiful reflection. Yeah, nothing weird, nothing. And then this is a nice shot. I think this is really great. Just kind of a portrait of a catcher. I like it.
Yeah.
And the black and white works well here. This is my least favorite of the three, but I still kind of like it. You know why? I like the wet streets.
You got the leading
I
line.
like the single rider on the bike with the umbrella. I think that's and it's in Tokyo, which I'm already. Eric and I are predisposed to like it because it's in Tokyo. I think you could crop in a little tighter, but overall I think these are very good.
Yeah, I think
this
we
is
cropped in on that one.
Very,
it would help.
very good photographer. So good work. Let's move on. Okay. All right. I want you to contrast this with what you're about to see. I want you to contrast this with the first portraits that we looked at, where we
Like
said they're
disjointed,
kind of
disconnected,
they're
yeah.
disconnected and disjointed. Look at this. Oh, there we go. That's a really nice portrait.
That's nice, and I love the reflection.
The reflection's great. The black and white conversion's great. The subject is connected. The subject doesn't look upset. The subject doesn't look disinterested. The black and white it's a very nice conversion, right? That looks really good. Look at this one.
I
Isn't
love
that slick?
Yeah,
That's really nice.
When you use highlights and shadows.
And how about this one?
Oh, that's cool.
These
This
are
is
terrific.
awesome.
These are terrific. This is a lights out photographer. Everything is really, really good.
It's so far the best of the day.
Absolutely
so far.
best of the day.
So-
Fantastic.
On that note, we got to take a break.
When we
Let's
come
end
back-
on that one for
When
now.
we come back,
And
we're
we'll
going to do
come
some
back.
shout outs, and
Yeah.
then we'll roll on. We have a few more.
Feeling better now.
Yeah, it's starting to feel better now.
This is New York City. My name is Ali Rajabi, and welcome to my class, Street as a Studio, Seeing Light, Form, and Possibility. Every corner here holds something unexpected, a flash of light, a shadow, a gesture, a color that only lasts for a second. This class is about learning to recognize those moments, to see beyond the surface, and to create photographs that feels alive and intentional. It's not about perfection or post-processing. It's about vision, patience, and curiosity. We'll explore how to use light, people, and even everyday objects to build images that are thoughtful and full of a story. The street is your studio, wide open, unpredictable, and full of possibility. Let's step into it together and see what this amazing city offers.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Hey, we're back live with Scott and Eric, and we got some shout-outs. I'm going to say hi to some folks that are watching the show today.
Excuse me. Yeah, Tina's... Oh, you take
Tina's saying hi from Gresham, Oregon. James is saying, I'm greeting you from Phoenix, where the high today is supposed to be 77. It's cold here in Florida today. Doug says hi from Council Bluffs, Iowa. Jenny's saying good evening from Scotland. Lady St. Clair and Dr. T are saying greetings from Cambridge, just beyond the fens, I think. Just beyond the fence? Yes, I'm going to say that's what it is. Mark's saying hi from Vegas. Hey, I'm going there. I'm going to Vegas. My wife surprised me with a Valentine's Day trip for Christmas.
Nice.
And we're going to see Chicago in concert. And we're going to all my favorite restaurants. All right. So that's coming up.
Where you see them in concerts? Are they in the Sphere thing or the big?
No, we're going to the Sphere, though, to see the movie The Wizard of Oz in the Sphere. Cool. All right. No, they're at, I forget where they're at. Mike says Orlando's in the house. Russell says, I'm watching from a very cold and rainy train station platform in the UK. I'd be reading Erik Kuna's book, but I'm watching this.
Well, there you go.
All right. Robert says, hi, all from a snowy Romania. Thank you for joining us, Robert. All right. So a couple of quick shout outs. Let's look at some more images.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, it appears to have selective color.
Yeah, but I don't think so.
No? Okay.
Because you see,
it might not.
You see the red sweater.
Yeah, I see a red sweater,
Then I see some color and, hey, yeah.
I don't know, but I like it.
I like it.
The people on the bridge are really great, but here's I saw this one earlier, Eric. This is going to be a challenge to you. I love this photo. I like it a lot. But look at the next one. I like this bridge better.
Yes.
And I like these with the people better.
Correct.
And they both have some atmosphere, but I think this is a black and white looks really good.
Yes. I kind of like the first one, though.
I like the first one.
Yeah,
I like the people.
Connectedness, yeah.
But I wish I could have this bridge
with
those people.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, actually, you could. But anyway, I think these are both terrific. This is the third one using a fisheye inside the church. That's an interesting look. Yeah. I think these are all good. Yay. Good job. Nothing really to tell you to fix or do or just keep shooting. All right, next. Some family portraits. Nice looking family. Nice looking kids. There's an awkwardness to these. This one's great. I think this one's really,
that
really
one's
good.
The most it's connected. It's not as awkward.
Everybody's
that's what you're
touching.
saying. The other one.
Yeah. Now the kids aren't thrilled about having their picture taken, but it's very hard to get kids, especially that age, to look as happy as the parents.
Yep.
Over here, this is just an awkward, and at least get rid of the seam on the floor. I mean, how long does it take to get rid of that seam? But here's what I would do. They're a little too close to the background, and that's why you're seeing their shadows on the background. So I would move them a few feet forward. You really want those shadows to fall down, not against the wall. I'd get rid of those shadows. But also, I'd get them all closer together, right? It's just, this is an awkward looking photo.
It's an awkward zone.
It's just awkward. And this one's nice. They all have a little bit of awkwardness. I think you got to get rid of that seam in there. That would help. This one's good because this one has the connection and the closeness. But even his hand, it looks so stiff, right? I like her hand on the chest. That creates some of that.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be a place that your hand would naturally fall.
Yeah, it does. It looks weird. It would
looks
be
like
lower.
It just positioned like
yeah,
out,
it
like
just yeah.
like it would be more wrapped.
So all of it, this came off good. All of the rest are posing. But you know the lighting looks okay.
Yeah,
so
maybe that's the thing we're talking is posing.
Is a little flat. So and how do we know it's flat? It's straight in front of them. You can see it in the reflection in their eyes. Well, lighting that's straight in front of them, if you're not doing beauty lighting, you're not going to get great lighting. They're just going to be evenly lit. Are these people evenly lit, Eric?
Yeah.
And you can even see, look at the shadows under their chin.
Yeah.
So that tells you it's just the lighting is kind of flat. The poses are, they're and none of that is really helping very much. Yeah. He looks a little surprised in this photo. So
I think that's where you're going. It definitely is. It's the look in his face and then that hand on the side.
It's a little awkward.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they're I think I would try to get the lighting off camera to one side or the other.
Give it a little more dimension.
Give it some dimension and some nice shadows. And you're going kind of high key there with the one light in the front. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, the thumbnails look good. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I love that. Yeah. It's so symmetrical, and I love the wet planks, and I love the sky. This is terrific. This is interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's interesting. This is really good. This is an ugly windmill, and I know that it may have some historical reference, but the skies.
When you put them up against the other shots.
Yeah, the other two are really pretty good. This is terrific.
Got that symmetry.
And this is just interesting. Guy out there with a dog. Guy got a dog.
Well, and it's got good composition.
Yeah, it's got good balance, right? And I like the post on it and the white out sky and all. Like, I think you got some really good things here.
That first
and this
one just doesn't have.
It's not making it. That's not making it. All right. And I can tell you, the quality of that photographer, they got another shot that would work better there. Because that's good stuff. You can tell. All right, let's see what we have here. Oh, that's lovely.
Nice.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Ooh,
oh, nice.
Love it. Love it. Drone shot. The car right there on that squiggly road. Man, that's a good shot. I love that. Love it. Love it. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it could be in the Dolomites.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
All those are great.
These are all terrific. Just good. This is my least favorite, even though I like it. You know what I would do to help strengthen this photo? What would you do, Eric?
You tell me.
Get rid of that stick on the left.
You think?
Yeah, because it would lead you in from the right over to the trees. It would make a nice leading line. Yeah. But it's just an ugly little stick there.
Breaking it for you.
It's like you have all these majestic trees, and then there's this one
little
kind of thing.
Like baby
but
pine.
Anyway, that's nitpicking. Really good stuff. Really, really good. All right. Oh, look at these. Woo, that's they had to be close or a really long lens. Nice puffin. Sharp, crisp, good separation from the background.
Oh,
beautiful.
Cool.
Gorgeous. And very well lit. And also very nice. These are very, very good.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, these are great. Good job.
Keep on doing it.
Keep on doing it. All right, what do we got here? That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh. A swing and a miss. I don't know. This one, it's just a very unflattering pose. It's like, how wide can I make my subject look?
It's hard because it's better than the ones we saw before that we were really like,
yes.
I mean, I'm with you.
The lighting's not really bad. It's a little bright.
It's not as offensive as.
No, it's not
that's what the other ones. I mean, I like that first one.
The first one is quite interesting. It's interesting light, backlit, and you got light on the other side. The water thing. It might be a little too much clarity, because like everything's a little shiny. But for a portrait, I might back off the let me see if I can just open it here. And then I would just go and back off the contrast a little bit. All right, there we go, right here. Just back it off a little bit so it's not so, maybe somewhere in there. I don't know if that even made that big a difference, but let's look at them side by side. Let me go up.
Not huge, but I can see it.
Yeah, it's not huge, but it looks, I think I would just lighten up on the crispiness. It's a crispy portrait. However, that's my favorite. Mm-hmm. This one is just an awkward pose. The lighting's not bad, but it's not flattering. It's definitely not a flattering pose. Mm-hmm. This one I kind of like. It looks like you're going for something there. So
I really like that one. I don't know.
I would like to see a little more of the hair. Like it seems a little out of balance.
Some breathing room around the top.
Just another half an inch or something. I mean, you could do that in content aware. Hey, you know what? I'm going to do that. Now I forget. Now I have to open it in Photoshop. Hold on. Let me open it and just show you. Let me just go here. I'll show you just a little amount it needs. And we're going to go to generative expand. It just needs like this much. Give it 12 seconds. Give it 12 seconds. And then I think this is a composition thing here. That's all it is. And this is one of the things that generative expand is so fantastic for. Yeah, that's all it needed. Right there.
Yeah, you just want a little bit.
So look at the difference. It was just a little too tight. That looks right. That's all it needed. And that's an easy fix. So cool. Hope that helps. All right, let's move on. We're getting through them today. I'll say that.
Let's do it. Yeah. How many more we got?
We got like 3 more, and then I have the nods, which are just
got it.
Given some image. All right. So this is not bad. Mm-hmm. I love this.
Yeah, I like these.
I really like this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
So 2 of them are terrific. I like the lighting in the post here. I like the lighting in the post here. These have that kind of next level of quality.
Yeah.
This one does not have the same level of quality. And I think this is going to sound stupid. 2 things. Number 1, I think her dress should be white unless it wasn't. It seems like her dress should be white and her... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Forget it.
Can't look at that screen.
I'm looking at the wrong screen.
Whenever I talk about
right.
color and
but
stuff,
here's the thing that I think I want more light behind him. Like it looks like the flash was not bright enough. Like if the flash was at, like a quarter or whatever, I would want to crank it. So I also think you could do this one as a horizontal, and I think it would be stronger. So go to crop, bring it in just a hair, and then you can plus the letter X. I think somewhere in here is a stronger photo. But see, I want to see the.
Yeah, that's where you're wanting a little bit more.
Yeah,
of that
I don't know if I can just really pull it in here. Just more backlight, but that's minor. This is obviously a very good pro photographer, very well done. So don't take stuff. That little bit of, that's just me being picky. What do we got here? Let's take a look. It's kind of interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
Oh, I like the pullback shot. I like that. Interesting. Mm-hmm. I like what this photographer's doing. They're trying some interesting stuff.
Moods to it.
So, like this would be a shot you would see in a magazine article about somebody, right? Of course, I would like her to have moved over and, a half an inch or so,
just so you can
to get a little more of that. But still, I think that's very good. I like what this photographer is trying to do, cool stuff, and they're doing it. So I like it. And this is lovely. I think these are all terrific. That was easy. Good job. Keep up the good work. And this is the last one, and then we'll do nods. So nods are just individual shots that were good, and we're not going to get to critique them. This is also a wedding photo.
Yeah.
Compare this with what we just
Yeah.
saw. Oh my gosh.
A whole different place.
Yeah, this looks like a snapshot someone took with their phone, but it's not a new phone. It's an iPhone 5.
Does look like
That does.
old snapshot.
Yeah, that's not good.
All right, what's that? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. There's no subject here. What am I looking at? Where's the subject?
Dead berry bushes or something, and then ice, and then that's a road. Yep,
That's a road. I've seen a road
tons of times.
Yeah, these are
dead road.
I don't know what to tell you with the wedding shot. I'm assuming you were not the wedding photographer, that you took it, because they're not. It looks like they're looking at the wedding photographer, because they're not looking at you, and they're not posing for you, and you cut his fingers off. I don't know. There's so many bad things going on here. The color, everything.
And the lens almost looks dirty or something.
Yeah,
that's causing this like
smudge.
glows
There's
and
tons of
smudgies
noise.
and
It looks like an iPhone 5 shot. There's just no subject. You're not telling me where to look. I don't know what I'm looking at, and it's not pretty. And this is a road. It's a road going off to the right, and
the whole Earth is leaning to the right.
Yeah, the whole Earth is leaning. So this is a tough one, because I don't know what to tell you.
This is one where it's like, yeah, you got to go back to the drawing board on everything.
It's time to rethink how you're taking photos. Because these are rough, and
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's one that I'm not sure. That's what I have to say. Like, you have to go back to the basics and
some
start
of these,
over.
You can say you need to change your composition. You need to get further back. You need to add something. But
They all look like snapshots.
Yeah,
they're
look
all
like
just snapshots.
Shots
but then the snapshot doesn't even have like the road and the frozen water berry. There's nothing to it.
All right, this next set is something that we added where we're not critiquing these really.
They're just great.
They're
photos.
all good. They're all good photos. But it's like one-offs. Okay,
Got it.
Let's take a look and see what we got. Let's start right here.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's nice. Nice and crisp, great separation.
Oh, nice.
That's very interesting, right?
Yeah.
This is kind of cool.
Yeah, I love that.
You got the dog. That's a very professional looking, slick portrait.
Yeah.
And look where the light is. It's in the front, but the way it's angled and positioned, the shadows under the chin look right. It's flattering to your subject. She's in a flattering pose. It's a pro photo. Look at that's very nice, I think.
Oh yeah.
Kind of atmospheric, a little foggy. I think that's very nice. This is an optical illusion in Paris, right next to the Sacré-Cœur, where you can stand there and make this building look as though it is sinking, but it's not. But it's nicely done. How about these flamingos?
Yeah.
That's nice. It's kind of foggy and all. This is very nice.
Yeah, I love that.
Terrific shot, I think. Great lighting coming in from the window, and you got a bunch of camels. That's a terrific
like the
shot.
frame within the frame.
Look at this nice portrait. Very, very nice. Just very clean, slick, for like a pro headshot. Very nice. How about this one? Yeah? Look at this nice landscape. That's, I believe that's an iPhone photo. Look at this. Look at that lovely lighting. Is it cropped a little too tight at the top? Could be. Still, very nice. Wow, that's nice. That looks like an ad.
That does, yeah.
That's really very nice. Look at all the highlights in the hair. That's fantastic and very nice post-processing. I thought this was kind of interesting. It also has the turquoise and yellow, preset added to it.
Right.
A little smoke coming up.
Popular.
Yep, very popular look. How about this one? I love this. Remember the barn that we saw earlier?
Yes. The
Compare
barn
it to this.
Like the still got the trees, but you got that breathing room around it. It's composed well.
It's interesting. And you got the sun right in the right space. You got a great sky. That's a happening shot. This is for architectural, I think is very nice. That sky looks a little familiar though. I think that's a stock sky from Luminar.
Might be.
Might be a stock sky. It's okay. I love the shot. This is very nice. Couple of hummingbirds humming. Big tiger. Very nice.
With some artifacts from sharpening the background at the top.
Oh, yeah.
That's a topaz sharpen problem. If you sharpen the whole image, you're gonna, and it's
Yeah,
got bokeh.
you need to select.
It's gonna try to.
Yeah.
It's just, I immediately
Select
see
the
it.
tiger and then sharpen. Don't
Yep.
sharpen the blurry backgrounds. And we're back to the beginning.
I love
hey, that's
that
pretty
one.
nice.
Love that
Yeah, I
one.
do. That's a pretty nice collection, right?
Yeah.
All right. So for those of you who we said, yeah, you need to do some work and stuff, look at those images. Those are next level images. Those are all really nice, very well done. So now that I've said all that, first off, thanks to everybody that turned in images. I know that it takes guts, even though your name's not going to be called. And I know that some of the critiques today didn't go probably the way you wanted it to. There are two ways you can go about this from here. Here's the fork in the road that Eric and I have experienced many times.
Yes.
You can say, okay, I get it. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to, whatever. And your photography gets better. Or you can take the other fork, which is to send me and Eric, carbon copy each one of us on it, an angry while we didn't understand the artist's intention, and we were all wrong, and they did these shots for the client, and the client loved them, and they made a bunch of money on it, and they couldn't have been happier, and he's gotten 10 more jobs of it, or she's gotten 20 more jobs, and the money's falling left and right, and we're the only ones that don't get it.
That's usually not what we get. Is usually not with the money. It's usually about like, we're wrong, and here's why we're wrong. But then I say 9 times out of 10, it's 6 months later of, you were right, I was wrong.
Yeah, they do. They will come back and say, you know what, I just was upset.
But it's what you
that
have to look
day."
at, look at the other images, and you got to be able to analyze and see, oh yeah, that was there's a reason that image is so much better than the other berry image we saw with the water frozen.
Yes.
you know?
Okay. Now, here's the thing. The reason why people get so upset is probably because no one's ever given them an honest critique.
Yeah, that's true.
No one's ever told them. Not a family member, not a friend. No one sat down and said, look, these things got some issues. Or if you're shooting portraits, no one that knows and understands portraits would be able to tell you what was wrong with them. They're just like, yeah, these are nice. What are they going to say? These suck?
That's the hard part is, I would say besides the last one, which I do think the last one is one where it's honestly, you got to go back to the basics,
learn
photography
from the ground up.
But the rest of them, it's even the worst ones were better than 99% of the photos in the world.
Yeah.
But we're talking about photographers. You're in that
we asked
upper
for
echelon.
your 3
yeah.
best photos. It said it everywhere I posted it. Send 3 of your best photos.
But there's so many. I mean, the majority of photos that people see, everyday people, those were better than them.
Yeah.
And that's what ends up happening.
All righty. We got some prizes to give away. Lori says Chicago will be at the Venetian. That's right. It is the Venetian.
There you go.
And you will love it. I've seen them there many times. The first concert I ever saw as a young man, I think I was 15 years old. My brother took me to see Chicago, and at the time their original drummer Danny Serafin was there, and my brother bought seats behind the band so I could watch the drummer.
Oh, that's cool.
Danny Serafin was my hero. I bought Slingerland drums because that's what he used to play, and it was wonderful. I've seen Chicago many times since then. I've taken my son to see Chicago, and Eric and I have seen Leonette and Friends, the tribute band, tremendous tribute band for Chicago. I've seen them 3 times in the last few years. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for. I'm excited now, Lori. Even more excited. All right, we have some prizes. Who's winning what?
So Platypod Grip is going to. This could be Baba Com, or it could be Bo Bacon.
It could be Baba Com.
Something. So it's one of those. But it's all one word, so we're not sure. And then the night photography book is going to John Seals. And then the Crush to Composition book is going to Russell Wood 5374. And then the Adobe Photoshop Lightroom Classic book, the ebook version, is going to Famous Picks.
All right. Well, how do they redeem their prizes?
All they got to do is email us over at gridprize@kelbyone.com. We'll verify verify your information, then send out your prize.
Yep, grid prize at KelbyOne.com.
.com.
All right. Well, thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to everybody. Also, claim by this Friday, please, if you would. Claim it by this Friday so we can get it out to you expeditiously. I'm very excited about that copyright stuff that we saw.
Yes, me too.
I only heard about it yesterday.
And I can't believe the
didn't get it.
discount KelbyOne members got.
Yeah, the discount's basically 50% off if you're a KelbyOne member. It's $5.95 a month instead of $11.95. That's a pretty
More
good,
than 50% off.
Yeah, that's
More than
a
50%.
seriously good one. I want to thank my crew here, my awesome crew that always does a fantastic job. It's always nice to see Dobson and Kathy P in the house.
Yep.
And even Jason, who's switching the show today. And
remember,
there's
it's all necessary.
It's all necessary. All right, everybody. Thanks very much. And we will catch you guys next week, right here on the grid. Take care.
See you guys.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.